Yang tu nambil bang, musangking punya.
Tak apa, sama je.
Tak payah.
Sama lagi.
Just nak kulit itu musangking punya tu.
Oh, tak apa, sama.
Mesin பண்ணி ஸ்ப்ரே பண்ணி அடிக்கிறேன். தோலுக்கு தான் அது லயன்.
Ambil semua pun boleh kan?
Biar cukup plastik lah.
Sebab memang nak buang pun.
Yelah. Kalau saya pergi kat... Okay, we got a durian skin here. We collect it yesterday. It's December. Normally, December is not a season for durian in Malaysia. Typically, you get durian. The peak season is around May to August. But you can still have some find few stalls selling durian in December to January. But it's not really much lah. So we got this like we able to collect one basin of durian skin. What we will do now is that we will dry this stuff for one day inside this dryer. It's very important for you to dry it immediately after you get the skin, because if not, even if you left it for just one day, you can see the mold start to eating up, because they are sort of like the moist part there of the durian there. So this is where the fungus like to grow lah. It's like this. It's just one day. It's already there. Fungus is already contaminate this durian lah. So we have here one basin of that. Normally you don't need to wash this durian skin unless if you have a lot of flesh around there. But if you just have like a very few like this, it's okay, because we just use the waste anyway. So if you really wash the waste, then I mean it's defeat the purpose lah. Just if you see like a lot of flesh, then you just throw it away. But normally you just take it and just dry it straight away. You need to dry it immediately to avoid this fungus to start build up from this durian. So as usual, we will try to dry this up for about one day. If it's not dry yet, then we will prolong to another one day, 2 days in total. Okay, so we managed to put everything inside this dryer. So we just wait for one day and see how it's come up. Okay, it's already 24 hours since we put our durian skin sample in this dryer. So now it's shrink like that. Okay, previously it's quite fleshy, but now they reduce in volume. And let's see, let's find the thickest one. Okay, so this one is look dry and outside is perfectly dry, but then let's try to squeeze this thing. Yeah, I think it's also there are some what we call some squishiness there, but not too bad. And for this, I think it's better for us to crush this and then re-dry again lah. Because if we try to sort of like left this thing for another one day, it's still the same. I mean, the heat need to penetrate inside the skin in order to reach the inside lah. So it's much more efficient for us to crush this stuff and then to re-dry this again. Okay, so we just take out our durian skin sample from our dryer. So previously you see that we show that there are some squishiness on this sample. What we did is that we prolong our drying for another 6 hours. And now after that you can see it's very hard now. There are no more squishiness. Yeah, there are no more squishiness there. And of course, when you want to test the squishiness, better you not wear any glove lah, so that you can feel, your hand can feel better compared when you use the glove. So if this is the case, then maybe we don't need to re-dry again after it's being crushed. But we need to see first, after it's being crushed, the sample, the crushed sample, we need to feel it. If there is any trace of moisture, then we can dry for another 1 hour, 2 hours like that. That's sufficient enough to before we can store in our container. But from looking at this, from feeling at this durian skin, at this white part, there are no squishiness seen lah. But we don't know, maybe in the middle of this, the heat cannot penetrate, so maybe there are some water trap there. Anyway, so we can dry this, we can what we call crush this stuff. So as you can see here, we start with the fresh durian skin about this, what you call, this basin full, but then when you dry, the thing shrink and you get this much half basin lah. Okay, so that is the sound. Okay, it's quite loud because this skin is basically very hard, and also because it's very hard, it's very easy for this crusher to crush lah. So you can see it's very fast. The flow rate of crush sample is very fast. So let's see the what I call the texture. So this is the texture of crushed durian skin. Okay, we basically take everything. We take everything. The what I call the sharp part and also this inner part. So we crush everything inside this crusher. Okay, so you see the sound. So this is the sound where the blade cannot catch the durian skin. So let's stop this thing and then let's open this stuff. Let's see. I think we now know what's the reason. So as you can see here, this thing, if you take that thing out here, can you see that? So this fibrous sample is very fibrous and also thick. So this blade cannot really cut it through lah. If this is hard like coconut shell, then it's easy. But because this is very fibrous and it's quite thick, that's the reason when the blade goes there, for example here, so when the blade want to push inside, it will stuck. Even though this is not so, what you call, so difficult to crush, but because of the thickness, okay, the thickness and also the fibrous nature of this stuff, able to somehow sort of like halt this rotating blade from cutting it into half. Okay, so that's not a problem because you can cut it into half, but you don't really need to cut it. It just maybe you can angle it when you what I call throw this into this thing. Maybe you can angle this way. It's much easier this way. It's much easier for the blade to crush. But it is to happen that when we throw this thing, at the moment the blade crush like this. So what will happen? This thing cannot be cut by this blade because of its thickness. So now we sort of know what's the reason why the blade sort of like cannot rotate further, because of this fibrous what I call fibrous texture of this thick sample. But it's okay, we can just take it out, this thing, and then as you can see, the blade can still move. Okay, move easily there. So it just to happen, that's the reason lah. Okay, so we can continue again. This is our last. Okay. So we can just pour this thing inside that. So as you can see there, there's a lot of powder here. So for durian, it's better for you to wear the mask lah, because you can see there are a lot of particulate there. Some people allergic for this. Not really allergic, meaning that they sneezing a lot when they have this what I call this particle, airborne particle flying here and there. So you can see there, this is what you call the amount of particulate during the crushing of the durian sample. So it's quite significant amount lah. Okay, so for some sample like coconut or whatever EFB, you don't have this much of what you call powdered sample. But for durian, paddy stock, typically they have a lot of this lah. So wear the mask lah for this type of thing. So I think that's it. We done with the what we call with the entire basin of, not the entire basin, but the half of the basin of the durian. So let's see how much we got. So here, okay. So I think we can just stop. So this is how much we got.
so do we need to dry this further before we store it in the container? For that, we need to check the moisture lah. I mean by hand, just by feeling. So I'm wearing the glove, so I need to take out my glove first, because it's much easier for you to feel the thing. So this thing looks dry enough, because after all, when we put inside this thing, this container here, remember when we use this container, we also put some of the silica gel. So this type of dryness, I think, is okay. I mean, it's not too much for the silica gels to absorb any residual moisture lah. So I think we don't need to dry further this thing. We can just store it in the in the container and let the silica gel absorb any residual moisture lah. So this is our previous one lah, our previous durian sample that we crushed before. So the texture here, the previous one, is more or less the same lah, because we use the same crusher here. So you can see. So let's see the texture of crushed durian fiber. Okay, so this is texture. Okay, can you see? So this thing. Okay, so we basically this container is around 11 liter. So we sort of got like another extra here. So in total, from half of this basin, you get about 12 liters like that, 12 liters of volume for durian skin, crushed durian skin ni lah, sample. So I think that's it. So we don't need to dry it again. We just take another extra, what we call, the silica gel, and then we just put here. And I think that's it for durian. So this durian, yeah. Okay, bye.